Get this one started, boys. What do you think about Mirage? Are eUnited's chances any better?
No.
Sick. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So much.
Anybody at all. Mr. Kaplan.
No.
I'm out.
See ya.
Have a good one. No, I mean, as Davey was kind of saying there on the set segment, this is like one of 100 Thieves' most comfortable maps. They didn't play it that much at their last event, Beijing. They only played it once. It was a loss to Vitality, but they used it to really great effect at Starlighter, and they got to 4th place there and did really well on the map as well at the Major, where they also placed top 4. So definitely in their wheelhouse. Beating some really good teams on Mirage over the last couple of months. And so definitely, with it being their map pick, expect them to be able to do pretty well.
I think we also can't forget about the Azure effect when it comes to this map. We've seen him be able to penetrate the defenses on the T side by using that middle window quite a few times.
Yep. United aren't too bad on Mirage, though, to be fair. Like, actually, when you think of like their land record of the core 4 of the team, they've been able to do pretty decent on it at times. So, might still have some fight in them.
Well, I don't think any of us are counting them out just yet. It's just more of, from what we saw on map 1, transition out to map 2. Yeah, I was just waiting for Cooper to just stand up, and there it is. Gets the first kill. Meantime, you can see Marky trying to make a play towards short, but he has to worry about a player towards the top of mid, a player in underpass. And so he's not really being gifted an angle just yet. They're going to push in towards connector. Now he's going to be able to spot them out and go for a couple of shots. And unfortunately, just hitting nothing really.
No, he's got some damage off, but not finding frags. Meanwhile, A was taken. Bomb coming in. Finally, it's Moose able to come in for a frag. And somehow Freakazoid gets through Murder Hole and and even kills him. That is not something you're going to see very often. Normally very hard to get through that position without getting taken down. Someone's holding the angle. So that was nice stuff. Unfortunately, though, Jacob is cutting him off here towards 60 spawn, but he does actually go down. So he gives it a 2 versus 2.
Thing was he spotted out the 2 players at least. So they now know the direction they're going to be coming from, which means for Jake has playing for Palace, well, you can pull up a nice little crossfire with Grass Faction, or just let him do all the work for you. It's all good.
Yeah.
He gets 3 kills, and they take the first round.
He also had a really big map on Dusty, which is nice to see. Again, we know Grass Faction has had his struggles since joining this team. But definitely looking pretty sharp here today. Another big round from him with the hat trick on round number 1 here of Mirage. Very good T side here from 100 Thieves, so definitely United's going to have their hands full. It's a map that they're really well structured, have really good defaults, really good execute, so United's going to have to dig deep here.
Try to drop a player into underpass, and well, Moose will be successful. The problem is I don't know how he's going to escape from here.
That smoke's actually really bad, so that does give some chances here for United to get some kills on these crosses towards mid boxes, but not going to be the case.
He was able to take down Moose's underpass with his Mac 10. So at least clear out that angle. You see the B side's actually left open. Freakazoid is going to be the one playing in towards House, who would be on the quick rotate over. Seems like 100 Thieves want to really focus on this middle control, and why wouldn't you? You got the gun advantage. The only thing you have to worry about is that scout out of Cooper, which, as we can see, changes his position up. And yeah, if you're Freak there, you can really only hope for one. But Jake gets long range with the Mac 10, takes down Marky. Now it's a 3-on-2. Barely onto the site, and Cooper's trying to defend with the scout. He's got to hit some headshots, not a chance.
Nice tag there on the JKS, giving himself a chance here. That bomb's didn't get planted, but I mean, he's doing some real damage. But unfortunately for him, Liat's going to sniff him out. Saw Food trying to get that scout out of there, at least to carry over to the next round. Not going to happen. And with this force buy being unsuccessful, it's going to be the full save from United, so a chance for 100 Thieves to go up 3-0 pretty easily. Not a whole lot that can be said about it here from United. They need to wait until the next round to get some buys in.
See some smiles out of Kassad, even shaking his head. I'm not sure what the shake was for. He's looking at Liaz's screen. Don't know. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Full save, a couple of flashes for United. So you got Marky with one. He's going to be over towards triple stack, trying to set them up with the push in towards middle. Flashbang, yeah, it's decently successful, to be honest, but again, the weaponry advantage massively favor 100 Thieves, and they will clean up.
Now we are going to see the first full buy out of United. Curious to see how they're going to be able to handle things here. Again, 100 Thieves is a team that has really well drilled, really good defaults. JKS is a really solid player who plays outside A, really good at finding really cool timings out of ramp and palace to create openings or just kind of hold position. The hit squad of Jacob and Azza, usually really good at establishing mid control, and the Liaz is kind of that guy who's playing support over towards B, and they're really good at getting mid control and just kind of doing mid-round decisions, which is very meta for what we see in CSGO today. But they're really good at also mixing in the fast-paced executes here and there. Again, those pacing changes are huge, and we see one of them right off the bat, a huge B rush.
Yeah, JKS still at the Mac 10, so he's looking to get some extra work. That boost hiding in the smoke gets JKS down. Cooper's there for some support. That's over towards the kitchen. They've been unable to really deal with him so far, but he's also not going to be gifted an angle to go for a shot. Flashbang comes through, forces him away. Bomb can go down off the back of Liaz. Now it's going to be a 3-on-3 retake situation. A little bit of utility, though, to use for United, so they could create some opportunities with these smokes and flashes.
Especially when Faction's so low on health and ban.
But all three players are coming from the same position. That's the one downside here, because Jacob can play from short. So trying to push out. Jacob's actually just watching the cross, too, so it's going to be very hard to dislodge Diaz, but he peeks out, dies. Jacob gets a second Molotov on the bomb,
GG.
and that should be it.
Yeah, that's going to do it. Cooper actually lingering around thinking that maybe he can get the kill and get in there fast enough if he gets onto it right away, and actually he might have. Oh my goodness, Cooper. Wow. Just barely, but he does it. Well played by Cooper to kind of realize the timing, realize it wasn't quite done yet, that he would still have a chance. Takes a little bit of damage in the fire, times it perfectly. So, man, tip your hat to him. He played that excellently.
I mean, that and also taking advantage of the mistake. Like, I don't think Jacob really needed to peek because he had the Molotov down, right? So,
yeah,
just peek after it's done burning. He's not going to stick it. There's no way.
Exactly. That's definitely true. That's kind of the other end of that coin, was a little bit of a fault there of Jacob. Maybe not thinking Cooper would swing that wide, though, and thinking Cooper would try to hold from the site. Either way.
The Molotov is still burned,
yeah,
so I don't know.
Not sure. Tough round. Obviously, that's kind of a bonus round. They were trying to hold on the Mac 10 to be a little bit conservative. That's why they went for something faster paced. This round, though, they open up fairly default and just catch all the kills at middle. eUnited were trying to go on the offensive. Didn't really quite work out. And, I mean, it's continuing to go that pattern as well. Only as has fallen. And everyone else doesn't even lose a single hit point that round. Domination from 100 Thieves on the follow-up.
I guess trying to make up for that last round.
Yeah, might as well. That's one way to do it.
That was a big oops. And you know what? I forgot about it. I already forgot about it because they just completely walked all over them in the round to follow up with. And you kind of hope for United, if they wanted to string some rounds together, that would be the initial catalyst for it. But the unfortunate situation is
big
well,
reset
didn't work
too.
out.
Big old reset means only pistols this round for your only United. Default opening here from 100T. Now they're starting to slow it back down and play a little bit more standard. Again, that's exactly what you have to do nowadays if you want to be a successful T team. Is you need to be able to play all styles of CS and kind of just jump between them as needed. You know, you want that foundation of the default, but you need to be able to, you know, throw in the faster paced plays. And 100 Thieves, I feel like when we started noticing them early on in the year with Az as the in-game leader, it was because he was able to kind of establish this map and kind of get the kind of more Astralis-esque type style of play. But obviously, there's not a whole lot of resistance this round they have to worry about, and they're actually going to avoid the B-bomb side stack, it looks like. So, should be an easy 5th round for them.
Sure are taking their time, though, to make the play. I mean, I'm assuming they have the read on the weaponry United has with the 2 Deagles and the CZ, but they don't want to give up any of these weapons. They want to stabilize their economy, more importantly. It's already looking good for Guys Faction at 8K. And I was just kind of going hunting by himself. I think he's going to see it, and now he's probably going to make the call. Yeah, all right, they're B guys. You can head A.
Well, you only saw 1, to be fair, so actually they're still not 100% sure that it's a stack like this. Now they're going to figure it out, though, as they start to push through. Actually, still a chance for the AK and armor on Freakazoid to maybe still make something out of this round. And never mind.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I had to say anything. I was just like, we both know what happened.
I mean, you know, you want to believe there's a couple of CZs. There's an AK. It's a 5-on-4. Bomb hasn't been planted yet. They're all coming together. Maybe they overwhelm someone and make something magic happen, but to no avail. But the buyback is at least here, so a chance to finally pose some real resistance to the attack that we've seen so far from 100 Thieves.
I think they're actually a little bit lucky, too, that they're in Group B and not Group A. 100 Thieves, because, I mean, they were just playing in Beijing, right? And jet lag can be a major factor when it comes.
I guarantee you 100 Thieves would have loved to be in Group A, because they would have
they would have
torn that shit
right,
up.
okay. The upside is
just letting you know.
The teams, but downside maybe a little bit tired for it.
Anybody in this group would have been in Group A.
That's true.
Except, I mean, Isurus probably maybe would have suffered a similar fate, but I think any of these other teams, well, maybe not. United's look kind of rough. So hard to say, but yeah.
Speaking of rough, 100 Thieves gonna be down 2 players. Cooper opening things up with a nice play. Double. Moves to get flashbang to set food up for the kill. And the follow-up on the Diaz too. They know the last player is gonna be JKS and Palace. We haven't really seen too much of him here. We haven't really seen too much of him in the series, to be fair.
Hasn't been required, to be honest. That's nothing against him. Suda will finish things off. Big round for United. They did that very convincingly. It's exactly the type of round that you need to start building something here. Obviously, it's still very early days in this half as well, so you still have plenty of time to regroup and start putting rounds on the board. And this is a great start. This Cooper starting off in a new position with AWP, being dynamic. Is exactly what you need to be doing on this CT side of a map like Mirage, is changing up your starting positions, getting picks, and then, you know, rotating around, keeping the teams guessing on where that op's going to be.
Double up setup not coming for United as well. Moose. He'll be over towards short. 100 Thieves going back to that middle control again, leaving JKS inside of Palace. Having Liaz there to help support him, and what? Okay, well, A, I don't know why Marky pushed a smoke like that. B, what the hell kind of shot was that out of him? That was ridiculous, honestly. He's able to get the follow-up, and again, we were looking for someone to stand off the paper, someone to stand up and jump out off the page, and Marky is going to be one of those players. 3 kills in that round. Only has 5 in total, but again, if you think back to the first phase, the first group stage, he was one of the players that really stood out for United.
Yeah, great round there from Marky. As you noted, coming up huge with the big play. He's actually kind of playing a bit of a new position on the CT side, I think, because he was originally kind of playing with B over with Freakazoid in the first group stage, but now Moose is playing that position, and so we're seeing Marky kind of play more towards mid and A side. Something he's done in the past, I believe, so he's not going to feel too uncomfortable there, but it is a little bit of a change-up coming into this tournament from what he played last time around. And now another pacing change from 100 Thieves. It seems like this time they want to gather up A early, all 5 players. No mid control, no B fast, just a little bit of a kind of more mid-round A set piece coming into play.
No one had too bad an opportunity here, too, to get the smokes down, considering where the players are.
Yeah, it's going to face the op out entirely, who's playing Ticket, which means that this player at Balcony is basically going to be isolated. And if he gets mollied out of position, which there's plenty of mollies to do so, this could be really dangerous for Food.
All right, well, they don't even have to smoke out Cooper. He just gets picked off by Grass Factor with a flashbang. Marky's going to respond. JKS going to lose out in that duel, which means they have no pressure coming in from Palace anymore, but they still have the utility to throw in. So Food's kind of by himself in shadow. Unless Marky's going to push through to help him out, and well, Food still able to help respond, but Marky now falls. Food is still fighting. Somehow he's been able to hold on from this position. Jacob will finally shut him down, put it into a 2-1-2. The smokes are going to start to fade, which Grass Faction is going to switch to the SG for. Jacob getting caught looking for a smoke. Smoking kills. As Jacob found out. Now Grass Faction's in a 1-on-2 with 20 seconds left to go. He has the bomb, but it's going to be so tough to get this planted.
Yeah, going to be hard to do. Like, that's one of the problems if you don't have smokes. Like, planning on this site is just so difficult because the choke point at CT spawn is just so wide. Plus, you have to worry about jungle, connector, stairs, flanks. I mean, that incendiary will stop Freakazoid actually from peeking, so maybe he gets the plant, but can he actually win the clutch? No, the timing for Freakazoid perfect on the peek. Honestly, really great job by Food. They were never really able to deal with him efficiently. He gets 2 kills before going down, kind of based on the fact that he wasn't playing under like they expected. He was playing on top the balcony.
Well, I mean, JKS peeked out of Palace a little bit early, which means Marky, I think it was, over towards stairs, picked him off. And
before the smokes went down.
And they didn't have the pressure from him. I think he was maybe set to Molotov into Shadow to push Food out.
Yep. That's usually where you are getting a Molotov Shadow from, is going to be inside the Palace. So I think if they just, I mean, when they got the kill on Cooper towards CT spawn, so I just wish that they would have went ahead and smoked stairs and jungle before JKS ever peeked out of Palace.
Right.
Plus, then he would have been able to Molotov Food out of position. So, yeah, a little bit of a miscue maybe there from 100 Thieves, and eUnited is going to capitalize, put it 5-4. Now a great chance to tie things up, too, because 100 Thieves do not have a whole lot to work with. Finally, their economy has been drained. So we're starting to see eUnited really come into their own here. Double op is still in play for them as well. Wow. Thought he would be getting something out of that.
I mean, did a lot of damage, but they can't recover the weapon, so it's not too bad of a loss for him. But obviously, you want to be able to stabilize your own economy, and he's only on 1,900 bucks.
They're all going to gather up over towards B. They know that Moose is playing this aggressively with the AWP, so I guess they just want to gather up all their pistols and try to see if they can't overwhelm him. Moose, though, is going to start fading back, and he does have another player right there next to him. It's going to be Freakazoid with the M4, maybe a bit of a bait-and-switch play. And maybe Moose can peek initially from Van and get a kill, or at least stay alive, and they'll never expect Freakazoid perhaps to be playing this corner. So still a really good chance for United to shut this thing down, though it's going to be a little bit more difficult now that they've lost a player. But some of these players are really, really weakened.
The thing is, they have no one watching middle, so Moose is actually going to be watching towards short, or at least was before these flashbangs and smokes were thrown in. Freakazoid just going to let them all walk past, and he actually busts the shots at the first player, but eventually gets the kill. Gets himself a second. Ouch. But they have, oh, wow, so they have the site. They have the last player food alone towards A.
That's tough, man, because if you're Freakazoid, I can understand you wanting to let them all come through because that allows you to kind of have a chance to have even more impact. But the problem is he took too long in the kills that he got, and so they were able to completely overwhelm Moose inside the site as well as push into market. And I don't think they expect push into market like that. I mean, I feel like they would have thought Freakazoid would kind of stop that from happening. So it's still a situation where the timing just really got the better of eUnited there. I feel like Freak needed to pull the trigger a bit faster or get the kills quicker. Also, Moose needed to get something before going down. So, big victory for 100 Thieves. They win one earlier than we expected. They did not have much in that round. They still make it happen.
I mean, still, United have a couple players on decent money, but they also have a couple players not on good money. I think they had a player at 1,500, one at like about 2K or 2,200. It's going to be a little bit of a scrappy buy for them if they do throw everything into this round. Maybe just some pistols bought up with the rifles, a couple of rifles they can afford.
That was also a tough one.
Yeah.
Just like not getting that kill at the underpass push. Moose just too many targets. Freak getting the kills he needed, but just not fast enough. There's a kind of a comedy of errors there.
Double up yet again for Moose and Cooper. 100 Thieves kind of respecting this, sitting back in mid. Hoping for anyone to potentially push up against them. Smoke's being thrown in towards the A side. Maybe it's a potential fade. Or sorry, a fake is actually rotate back in towards middle, and JKS will respond on the Moose.
I like this. It's a fake A into what looked like it was going to be a mid-A split, but all they've actually done is pull all the attention toward this side of the map. They hold control of middle, and then they swing everyone else over towards B apartments. And there's no one there to defend against that. And JKS can still cut off these mid-rotations. He does get killed, though, and that's actually going to give an advantage back over to EU9. They'll be able to upgrade to an SG on one of their players. So it's still going to be a tough one for 100 Thieves to close now because of that.
Cooper's got to be careful.
Nice pickup.
Still a 2-on-4. Yeah, he's going to throw that Molotov in to delay the push out from Kitchen. Nate should do a little bit of work. Yeah, not too much. But Liaz is just really, like, so far by himself.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Like, Azur, like, I don't know how they're going to both watch these different angles they have to cover. Liaz, ready to respond first, gets the spray onto Freakazoid, and they get, more importantly, Marky very low on health. Azur, he's got no health himself, 6 HP. Maybe just looking to save here, realizing, yeah, I can't stop them from defusing. Might as well just save the op.
That's actually kind of wild that 100 Thieves lost that round considering how it started. I mean, they pulled off the perfect fake. They bamboozled United completely. They had a wide open B bomb site. They got the kills they wanted at middle. It's just, it all came down to JKS getting caught. Like Marky being able to push with the MP9, getting that kill, getting the gun, getting the 4-on-3 for his team. Then that means they could flank B apartments, Cat, and Market and just overwhelm the amount of areas that the remaining players were responsible for in the post plant. Also, Grass Faction going down so fast that Van also was really huge. Big shot from Cooper.
Still the double ops here. Again, you see Cooper switching things up. Gets burnt down to 36 HP, however, for his troubles. And Marky's been he's honestly been doing a great job at Connector. Again, some of these pushes have been really unorthodox he's been making, but the timing on it has worked out.
Absolutely. Again, new position for him, and he's doing really well with it, giving room for Moose to go back over to playing the B rotation position. So good to see Marky be flexible and still be impactful.
I'm a little scared if he jumps. Contact B. Now he's going to know. I think Grass Faction did make some sound. Molotov comes in, brings always burned away. But he's still surviving. 12 HP left. Eventually, Azur's going to clean him up. 3-on-2 now. Nice little timing. Nice little execution towards the B site.
Yeah, well done. They kind of used the smoke a little bit early though on the doorway though, extinguishing Amalvi, but it's still enough to thwart any type of retake attempt from eUnited, whose money is very low, so they do have to take a save here, actually bring these two weapons over to the next round. Their loss bonus is actually pretty bad because they've won, what, 4 out of the last 5 rounds prior to this, so there actually really isn't much of a loss bonus, and a lot of those rounds were actually fairly close, so I don't know, can we look at that actually, Efren, to see how many players survived the last 4 rounds that they won? Because, I mean, the money's really low because they had to rebuy. Yeah, look at that. Most that they had, most of those rounds was like, you know, 2 players and a couple of them, so definitely hurt their economy. So I'll have to take a save into this one other than what weapons they carried over.
Yeah, Renegades not looking as, sorry, not Renegades, 100 Thieves not looking as dominant as they were on Dust 2. At least within the first half. And they're still looking pretty good. JKS is, again, having a little bit of a rough time. Only 5 kills from Grass Faction's the one.
Actually forcing up around the 2 guns they brought over. It includes a CZ and 2 MP9s, and if this doesn't work, then they have nothing to work with in the next round. So it could very easily be like 9-5 going up here soon, unless eUnited make this force work.
Did that smoking window block Cooper from making the jump?
Not sure.
It did. Or he missed the jump. Either way. It's actually dropped back towards connector. Has the gap obviously above the smoke, but no one's actually going there. I wonder if we're going to see 100 Thieves ever boost Azure into window, because that seems to be a place he likes to use.
Might be this round. They've re-smoked it. They have a couple players in that positioning. Liaz is dealing with a double apartments push here, which he might be able to get a couple of kills off here soon. He's being very patient, holding his ground. They keep pushing more and more forward. This leaves Catwalk wide open, though, is actually the big problem for this, and that means 100 of these can start making their way into B through Cat with no resistance at all. Liaz was caught, though, in the apartments, but he spotted both players, I think. So now these Ts who are coming in and planning know what they have to deal with.
Oh, Cooper misses the shot. That was one of the big weapons they had.
Whoa. I want to see that from Grass Faction's perspective. I feel like he just barely got that shot off before Cooper got into safety. I feel like that was, like, such a pixel-perfect shot. And it was a big shot to hit to basically lock the round.
Well, I'll just spot out the last 2 players. Again, there's not much money for 100 Thieves, so I don't know how much they're actually going to chase this down. Grass Faction on 6K can be one of the likely choices, but he's the one with the op. You know, in the meantime, I've already backed players away in towards T-spawn, so maybe Jacob will be the one to hit a shot here if he keeps rotating around. But 100 Thieves is going to go up to 8 now here on Mirage, more importantly.
Yep, indeed. eUnited also still has really, really bad money. I think they might do something similar, though, and just try to buy around these 2 rifles again. Tough, though, because you kind of want to put your best foot forward on the last round of the house. They might not. They might just do pistols. Depends on what you think is going to be easier.
Maybe a pause. Maybe to talk some things over. To kind of figure out what you do want to go for.
Not a bad thought. Here it is.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, my, dude. If I'm Cooper and I watch that thing back, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me that he hit that.
Yeah. But he hit it.
It's his land, too. You can't blame Interp. Like, although it kind of looks like it. Like, if you wouldn't have told me anything, I would have thought, man, it looks kind of like Interp, but we're on land, so.
Well, it's just the USPs for eUnited. Now it's down to 2 weapons. And Food's doing some decent work with it. It's actually turned into a 1-on-2. Marky's flanking him from behind. Cooper with just the USP.
Liaz knows, though, where both of these guys are, so he's able to kind of work it out. Doesn't know that this guy has actually left market, though, and repositioned at Catwalk. He spotted the player in apartments, though. He's still kind of wondering where the heck is this other guy at.
I guess he doesn't have to worry too much about Cooper because he only has the USP.
Oh, found him. Yep.
So he could run A.
He could, but he might get shot through one of the windows on his way out, so he has to still be kind of careful about it. And he actually decides to stick around and take the fight, and he wins that, so it doesn't matter. 9-5 for 100 Thieves, and eUnited's money, again, still not the best. Though they didn't go too crazy with purchases that round, so they could get something going.
I mean, they might as well have lost round.
Yeah.
Throw everything into this. 9-5. Let's just say 9-6 if it happens. Do you think they're going to be comfortable with the 9-6 at the end of the first half for eUnited?
That's a tough ask. I don't know how good their T-side is. Their T-side on Dust 2 definitely look disjointed. Their Mirage is more technical. And I'm not even sure what their map pool is with the changes, so I don't know.
Well, lucky for us, we're going to find out.
That is true. Time will eventually tell us. One thing you can't stop.
Again, Freakazoid being very aggressive in towards B Hall's moves. I think he did spot on Azure, but he's not able to hit the shot, unfortunately. He'll fall for that. Marky, again, he's been, I mean, even though he only has at the moment 12 kills, he's been really consistent with the kills he is getting from Connector. Freak tries to rotate back in towards CT spawn. They knew where he was because he pushed out Bs earlier. And that will be the 10-5 first half for 100 Thieves.
They just look so unenthused. Look at JKS, man.
JKS was dropping
just
like 30, 40 kills in the first stage, and that was the exact same face.
Just a stone cold killer. And that has been a big half from the 100 Thieves. 10-5 to kick things off here. Map number 2 looking to keep the 2-0 dream very much alive. We'll see if eUnited can try to put a stop to it after the break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side. I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. Different.
Well, the highs and lows about these two teams. Grass Faction at 19-6, 4-0 in opening duels. Jacob 15-12, 4-1 in opening duels. And unfortunately for United, Cooper 0-5 in opening duels. And with an Opera like him, with how consistent he can be, that's not the start you want to see out of your star Opera.
No, it's been a tough day at the office here for United all the way through this series. They did make a recovery in the second half, though, of map 1 and made it interesting. So see if they can try to repeat that performance here, maybe even do one better and force a third map. So they are going to be looking to hammer away here at this A-bomb site. Smokes are up on stairs and jungle. They even have a late flanker and food through underpass, which could make things really interesting because I know these may not expect that. It's going to be a tough retake on them.
Oh, there's all 5 players coming from the same direction. Flashbang out. They still have a smoke to use too. They spot out at least one going over to the jungle. You can see United immediately just trying to rotate away. Moose just needs to stay alive here. He doesn't need to necessarily peek too often. This planet for short, but like you see, 100 Thieves trying to swarm the actual position of the site. Trying to go for the defuse here. They will actually pick off the player on it, and they think he's still there, but the problem is he's not. Cooper still will get the kill nonetheless. My voice is breaking up.
It's fine.
And United take the pistol round.
Big round to win, too. Obviously, 100 Thieves was the one who took a pistol in the first half and got a 3-0 start because of it, and actually eventually a 5-1. So preventing 100 Thieves from getting a hot start is certainly the first step you need to do to be able to start creeping back into this game. If they can capitalize on this next one, they could even maybe push us pretty close to 10-8, and then all of a sudden we got a close game on our hands. Problem is they allowed a bomb plant, and oh my god, look at the amount of purchases. Never mind. It's actually pretty normal. Like just Scout, CZs, UMP. It's a little bit heavier than most force buys in second round from CTs, but it's not like anything crazy. It's just the addition of an SMG.
I mean, the way they've been playing, I still wouldn't count them out on this. I mean,
yeah,
you can see on the other side, they still have 2 MAC-10s, but they have 2 SGs and an AK. So it'll be a tough battle for the 100 Thieves to take this. And they only have 1 player. It's going to be Liaz back towards B. Cooper's going to be there with the bomb, but I imagine he's not going to show his position. I think Liaz did just spot him out barely. He's going to need some assistance. It's going to be Azur and Jacob to come around, and Liaz is just burning away. He does get one, though, before he does fall, luckily. Azur pushes it with a CZ and gets a kill on a Freakazoid. Has 2 players now down, but they've lost down a couple more. They have a Scout and the CZ out of JKS, but I don't think the Scout's going to really have an opportunity to hit too many shots.
Had a chance right there and missed it. Marky going to get Grass Faction out of the rounds. So now JKS is going to be able to run away here. He's going to be saving head armor, a Scout, and a CZ. He can keep the CZ and armor for himself, drop a Scout over, and they could actually have a little bit of something to work with in the next round other than just USPs. So not too shabby, I guess, but still a pretty solid win for eUnited and a great chance now to find 8. That'll put them just 2 away from a tie. And if you can win opening gun round, all of a sudden you're cooking with something there.
All right, so United keeping this pace up, and we do have Train as a 3rd map if we do need to go there. And again, for both these 2 teams, like this is a necessary win.
Oh, absolutely.
For United, they still have to play Furia as another difficult team, so they have 2 big teams to fight through. They still have Idris as well, which I think 100 Thieves play tomorrow.
Yes.
So,
because we don't get the eUnited 100 Thieves until the last day.
I think it's the last game of the last day too,
Yeah,
so you really have to stick around for that.
Yeah.
And that might be the deciding match. Let's see. Looks like they're going to rush straight in towards the B site. Leon's going to be waiting for PT-50. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3 as well. He picks up the MAC-10 off the gun he wanted, but he's looking for the 4th kill, and he gets it. You know what? We were talking about how United should be on 8 rounds, but you forgot about Liaz.
That's an absolute nightmare. That'll definitely fuel bad dreams for days if you're eUnited. 1 guy with a P250 has shut you down this hard.
Oh my gosh, 6 HP.
He's done for. He mega dead.
I almost want to see them like not chase this, but like secure this SG somehow. Like make sure you're in a position to secure it after getting the kill, because then 100 Thieves will have two guns picked up.
Yeah, that would be
JKS is
awesome.
going to be donated 1 right away.
Plus an AK is going to be carried over as well. So, I mean, yeah, you might as well run after him with either Azur or JKS since they're both not really holding any guns anyway. The thing is, you have the bomb, and I mean, there's no telling where Marky's going, so it's going to be kind of hard to stop. But that's a tough economic reset here for eUnited. They do have some money saved up on Moose and Cooper, and Marky could drop. So if he is actually able to maintain this SG into the next round, they actually would still have a pretty decent buy in the next. But again, you've given over a free AK and SG to the opposing side. They're going to have money to buy up around it as well. And all of a sudden, that easy round you were supposed to get to start closing the gap with the scoreboard is long gone. And if you lose the round after this, then all of a sudden it's 12-7 and your money is really low, and 100 Thieves are starting to skate towards that 2-0. So next round's really important. Big loss here, though. It's just so crazy that one P250 did that.
Because I was like, what was that? And Liad's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair reaction. Because I was like, well, nice job anyway. A little shoulder pat and gets out of there. Just don't check. That's really all it is. Just a little bit careless.
Ridiculous. Honestly, ridiculous.
It's like they had all the great smokes. They had both smokes on catwalk. They had the site isolated. Like, everything was going the way you'd want, and then they just happened not to check right.
Now, eUnited are going to be buying. We saw 2 SGs. Obviously, one carried over from the round prior. Didn't catch the rest of the weapons, though. Again, Marky, like, he's been stepping up. Like, I feel like Mirage is a very good map for him. I think even Overpass was pretty decent. That's where Cooper stood out to me.
Big games coming in right now from Jacob Liaz and Gratisfaction. Really, only Marky has had a big game the other way. Had some moments from some other players. Cooper had a couple of nice rounds with the AWP.
The nice clutch out
Yeah,
as
that
well.
clutch in the fire. Yeah, that was definitely a highlight moment for him.
All right, so 4 SGs, so still pretty decent buyout for United.
Yep.
Food had to take the hit as he only has a deagle. But like I said, important round. If they lose this, then potentially looking at a 13-7 before they're able to buy up again. Jake gets completely blinded up. These SGs looking to do work, and well, Jake is only able to get 1 so far. Gratisfaction's still trying to fight. Jake in the meantime has not been dealt with, and him tucked away. They've been able to defend. They've been able to hold them back. It's just Food trying to flank in from middle, and he actually might catch out of timing on Gratisfaction.
Not anymore. Might still find a kill at some point, but as far as him ninjaing his way in, that's not going to be happening. Though B-bomb site's actually wide open right now. Cooper's actually swinging that bomb that direction. He's probably going to beat people here. Maybe Liaz will get there before he can plant the bomb. Yeah, it looks like Liaz will indeed find his way there. Same with Gratisfaction, who's on his way.
Cooper, though.
Oh, that's a big shot. Unfortunately, Grat was there.
He needs to pick up this gun. He does get the SG at least. Rotation's going to come out of JKS back towards the defense to help out, but Gratisfaction doesn't need the backup. He gets 3 kills, puts himself at 23 now, and puts 100 Thieves up 12-7.
I feel like it's like a confidence-building series for Gratisfaction, dude. He had a monster game on Dust 2. He's playing really well here on Mirage. Again, we talked about how he's been under fire because some of his individual performances across from the other lands have not been so hot. So good to see him playing well here to open up this stage. If you can keep that up, that's going to be really important come the Furia game. As that's probably the deciding best of 3 for who wins this group in most people's eyes. And this round, eUnited, again, the situation we were kind of talking about earlier, just don't have the money. They're going to be trying to flood out of Palace for maybe a bomb plan at best, but that nade. Oh.
Let's just watch it.
It's beautiful, isn't it? If you're into that sort of thing, anyway.
I mean, if you play Counter-Strike and you're not into that sort of thing,
a money shot nade, indeed.
it's like being German and not liking Jägermeister. It's like, that doesn't, come on.
Jägermeister is pretty garbage, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's pretty much reserved for, like, college parties and, like, I don't know.
Hey, I can't say anything because I live there and I don't want to be, you know, kicked out of the country. It is pretty bad, though. Anyways, eUnited, though, had the buy up again. Showing a quick play over towards B. Freakazoid opens things up.
That's a nice one to get.
But he has nowhere to go from here, so the pressures will be alleviated from short. There's just 3 players pushing in from B halls at the same time. Moose now is the one actually going to take up where his fallen Freakazoid has died off. And he'll join the same fate, unfortunately. I don't think Gratisfaction's going to be pushed off this point, not from what we saw in the last round.
It's just like an issue of timings. We'll see if Cooper can try to bring it back in. No, indeed he won't. It's like, I feel like Moose, if you're going to want to push through a smoke, I feel like you want the distraction of the BA apartments push kind of coming first to pull attention. Then that allows you a better chance of actually making it through the smoke without getting shot because you know that there's probably somebody playing Cat. So I just think, again, they're not quite on the same page knowing these timings and how they're splitting. Especially with Freakazoid getting the opening kill like that. You really want to be able to build off of that a little bit better. And now they're right back to having to save for last round, basically. And so now they're essentially having to put all their eggs in one basket of either making somehow this upgraded pistol buy work, which is unlikely, or playing for overtime and winning 8 rounds in a row.
Well, hey, he did it with the P250. But I don't know if eUnited could do it. Maybe Cooper can with the P250. He just has a lot more players to find, and he'll be cleaned up.
It's all on
will
this.
be 15.
Again, it's been really, really hard here on eUnited. We have not seen a whole lot, particularly their T sides have really looked difficult. And again, we know that they're under special circumstances. A roster change right before the stage started, not much time together. New role for Freakazoid as an in-game leader. At least for this team, he's in-game lead a bit in the past, but still not traditionally known for the role. And so it's definitely kind of those growing pains, especially whenever the first team you have to play with this new lineup is, you know, one of the top 10 teams in the world, a team that's been placed in top 4 pretty consistently in recent years.
Wow, that actually just rushed straight into this. I mean, that's very ballsy. The Molotov comes in, it blocks 3 players back towards A ramp. They lose on the first 2. Only picking up JKS. Grass Faction is just still hitting shots. 28 for him. Jacob comes in, and Moose, well, he's alone against 3, and he'll be cleaned up to 16-7 will be at the end of the second map, and that will be 100 Thieves taking the 2-0.
Yep, a pretty fast one at that, especially that first half on map 1. Looked like we were going to get out of here real quick. We saw a little bit of a fight out of eUnited to extend it, but still not really a big score from them, and Mirage really kind of follows suit, doesn't it? Easy to get the offs here for 100 Thieves. Same could be said for Fury against Isurus earlier. And so, I mean, it's basically what we expected, right? Every one of us picked these two teams to win today. They did so without too much trouble. And so, there you have it. I mean, that's really not all you can say.
Yeah, really not much more to say than that. Obviously, congratulations to 100 Thieves for taking the first win, as well as Furia earlier on today. We'll be back after a break with Stunna and Davey to break down that last match.